Hey guys, today is March 27th, and we are going to be working on this part right here. I know that the schedule is off a little bit because of those 2 days we were out last week. So if you're ahead of the game, awesome. If you're a little bit behind, no big deal. Okay. So, Lexia and Read to Self is the same. For your reading today, your comprehension reading, you're going to be reading Kangaroo. And so if I go to Google Classroom, here is Kangaroo. And so you have been reading about baby mammals each day, and you're thinking about what those baby mammals need for survival. Okay. And so you're thinking about this key question, and you're going to be answering that at the bottom. And then you are figuring out the main idea of the story, giving 2 details to support that. And then you're figuring out the main idea of 2 paragraphs, any 2 paragraphs you want to, and then give me the key detail about that. So if I think paragraph 3 is about what kangaroos eat, I would put what kangaroos eat, and then my 2 details would be 2 things that kangaroos eat. Okay. And then you're answering the key question down here at the bottom. On the back, you are thinking about how baby animals, their needs, so what they need to survive, are alike and different. Okay. So you're thinking that, baby mammals need this. Baby mammals also need this. Baby mammals also need this. And you're picking that from your kangaroo story. Okay. So I'm going to say that baby kangaroos need, fur to keep themselves warm. And so I would give 2 details about their fur if that's what I found in the story. If the story didn't talk about fur, I wouldn't need to write that down because that's not what I learned from the story. Okay. And then you can just take what you have written up here and put it in a sentence down here. What do all baby mammals need? Baby mammals need blank, blank, and blank. Okay. Just do your best on that one. After you finish that, you are going to be doing a Venn diagram. And so this first part is just teaching you about a Venn diagram. Okay. It gives you an example of a bus versus a car. And then you are going to be doing a motorcycle versus a bike. And then this back one, this one's going to be blank. We might use that a little bit later. You might be comparing and contrasting to baby mammals, okay? And then after that, you're going to be working on suffixes. So the last 2 days, you should have been looking at the suffix PowerPoint, watching the suffixes YouTube videos, learning about how when some letters are added to the end of the word, it's going to change the whole meaning of that word, okay? And so what you're going to do here, this page is just, again, teaching you about suffixes, and there are different suffixes that have different meanings, okay? Here is a suffix chart that you can use. It gives you the suffix on the side. It tells you what that suffix means, and then it gives you some examples of words that have that suffix on it, okay? Here's another chart. And then what you're going to do is you're going to color words that contain suffixes at the end of it, okay? So you're creating like a maze. You're trying to get down here to the bottom. And then up here you have a chart of suffixes. And you are going to choose a suffix from here to put at the end of this word. So my little sister is very emotioning, emotionless, emotions, emotion-y, emotion-ed, emotion-er, emotionable, or emotion-ol. My sister is very emotion blank. So you're picking a suffix to make a word, okay? And then right here, you are creating your own suffix puzzles. So here's the example. Here's one word, class is. So they have broken apart the base word or the root word that has its own meaning, and then they've broken apart the suffix, okay? So like class has its own meaning. It's already a word on its own. So I'm not going to break that apart. But ES, that's not a word on its own. That's a suffix. So when I put those together, I'm creating a new word. Same thing down here. And then what you're going to do is you are going to, on this side, you're going to underline the suffix. So like on this one, the suffix is less. And then you are going to choose the correct definition of this word. Okay. So is thoughtless, is that a person who does not think about other people's feelings? You're thoughtless. Is that a person who thinks and cares about other people's feelings? You're thoughtless. Or a person who is busy thinking? You're thoughtless. Well, the word less means you're not going to have it. You're without it. So if you're thoughtless, that means you're going to be a person who doesn't think about other people's feelings. So you would bubble in A. Okay. Don't forget that you can go back and use this chart, this suffix chart, to help you out with those. Totally use that. And then I've also given you the answer key for you to check your work. Okay. So that's the suffixes. And then you're going to be doing some multi-digit subtraction problems for math today. There are several of these. Some of them are regrouping, some of them are not regrouping. Some of them you're going to have to be using bar models. So definitely check out my video of me teaching through multi-digit subtraction problems. You can either try these on your own and then watch the video, or you can watch the video of me doing it and you can follow along with me and kind of we can work on it together. Okay. Now this is going to repeat for 2 days. The multi-digit subtraction problem. So you don't have to finish the whole page today. And then if you have time, you can work in your Go Math notebook. Pick a writing prompt. If you did Google Meet this morning, you can do that as your writing prompt, Cinderella versus Stepmother. And then for science, you're doing reversible and irreversible changes. So you're going to be doing this changing matter. So first thing you need to do is you need to tell me what a reversible change is. A reversible change means that I can change it back to its original form. For example, an ice cube, okay? If I melt an ice cube, it turns into water, right? But if I refreeze that water, it will turn back into an ice cube. So that's a reversible change. An irreversible change is when I cannot change it back to its original form, okay? So that would be like an egg. If I crack an egg and cook it, I cannot get it back into that shell. I cannot get it back into a raw egg. Okay, so at the top, you're going to be defining those. And then over here, you're going to be thinking about things that can be reversed and things that cannot be reversed. And think about things that are in your house. You can think about food. You can think about juices. You can think about solids. You can think about gases. You can think about anything. You can look on the internet to think about those things. Try to think of as many reversible changes and irreversible changes as you can. Now, before I end this video, I want to make you aware of something if you're not aware of that already. So if you go to important websites, BrainPop is linked on here, and the BrainPop username and password is up here. So you can watch these BrainPop videos, okay? So when I click on BrainPop Junior, go to Science, go to Matter, and it's got physical and chemical changes right here. That is going to be reversible and irreversible changes. Changing states of matter. You can watch that video if you want, okay? So there's lots of different resources that you can use. You can get on YouTube and Google reversible and irreversible changes. I'm sure that you will find a good video that can help you think of some examples as well. So if you're on your computer, use that to help you when you're doing your learning. That's totally fine when you're doing that, okay? So I believe that's it for today. Oh, and then if you haven't finished your Scholastic News, The Fox That Shocked the Scientist, you can do that, okay? Let me know if you have any questions and follow along with me as we'll be working together.